What if I told you that by July 2025, basic survival supplies could be completely sold out or cost 3 times what they do today? Stick around, because this isn't just about being prepared. It's about staying ahead of what experts say could be a massive crisis no one is talking about. Hey everyone, I've spent the last 2 weeks diving into reports from FEMA, speaking with prepper communities, and tracking real-time supply chain warnings from major retailers. What I uncovered wasn't just surprising, it was alarming. In this video, I'm breaking down the top 25 survival supplies experts are urgently recommending before July 2025. Some you already own, some will shock you, and a few might already be disappearing from store shelves. If you've noticed empty shelves, price hikes, or strange shortages lately, drop a comment below and stay tuned, because this could save you money, time, and maybe even your life. Number 25, manual can opener. Let's talk about something most people completely overlook until it's too late. You've got a pantry full of canned beans, tuna, peaches, maybe even some Spam. We don't judge. But here's the problem. If the power goes out and you don't have a manual can opener, all that food might as well be a brick. You might think, oh, I'll just use my electric can opener. Nope. Not when the lights are off and the grid is down. That fancy countertop gadget suddenly becomes useless plastic. And no, smashing the can with a rock isn't a solid plan either. This is where the humble manual can opener steps in like a quiet superhero. It doesn't need batteries, it doesn't need Wi-Fi, it just needs your hand and a little elbow grease. And guess what? Most of them cost less than $5. That's right. For the price of a cheap coffee, you're securing access to real meals during an emergency. It's small, it's simple, and it's easy to forget until you really need it. And trust us, when you're stuck without power and staring at a shelf full of sealed cans, you will really need it. Some people even keep 2 or 3 openers, just in case one breaks or gets misplaced. Because once you start relying on it, losing it could mean going hungry, and that's not a risk worth taking. So before you move on to the next item on this list, take a second to check your kitchen drawer. Do you already have one? Great. Make sure it still works. Don't? Head to the store or click Add to Cart right now. This tiny tool is the unsung hero of survival supplies, and it deserves a spot on your list. Number 24, duct tape. Let's talk about one of the most underrated tools in survival gear, duct tape. Yeah, it's that silver stuff your dad used to fix everything from broken pipes to your prom dress strap. But here's the thing, duct tape is way more than just a quick fix. It's a full-on emergency essential. Imagine this. You're in the middle of a blackout, no power, no hardware store nearby, and something breaks. Your tent flap, a hole in your raincoat, a loose shoe sole. Wrap it in duct tape and suddenly you've got a solution that actually works. It sticks to almost anything, metal, fabric, plastic, wood, and holds up better than most people expect. You can use it to patch up gear, bundle supplies together, or even create a temporary tourniquet if things get serious. Seriously, it's been used by soldiers, campers, and preppers for years as a go-to tool when real gear isn't available. And here's the best part. It doesn't take up much space. Wrap a few feet around a pen or store a small roll in your emergency kit. That's all it takes. No need for a giant roll taking up half your drawer. Some people even swear by it for sealing air leaks in windows during cold weather or repairing a cracked water container. The list goes on. It's not fancy, but it gets the job done every time. So don't underestimate the power of a little silver tape. It might not look like much, but in a pinch, it could be the difference between panic mode and problem solved. Number 23, flashlight plus extra batteries. Darkness can turn even the most organized person into a stumbling mess. That's where a good flashlight comes in. You might think you can just use your phone's flashlight, but when the power's out for days, do you really want to waste your phone's battery on lighting a room? A dedicated flashlight is brighter, lasts longer, and doesn't double as your only way to call for help. Whether it's a handheld model or a compact keychain one, having a strong light source makes a huge difference when you're moving around after sunset or checking on something in a dark basement. But here's the catch. Flashlights need batteries. And when the power goes out, stores might be closed, shelves might be empty, and batteries could be sold out or overpriced. That's why it's not enough to just own a flashlight. You need extra batteries stored separately to avoid corrosion. Number 22, rain poncho, emergency blanket. Let's say the power's out, your house is unsafe, and you need to get somewhere fast. But then of course, it starts raining. Now you're not just dealing with an emergency, you're soaked too. That's where a rain poncho comes in handy. It's lightweight, it packs down small, and it keeps you dry when the weather turns on you. No need for a fancy jacket, just throw this over your clothes and keep moving. Whether you're evacuating, helping others, or just trying to stay warm, staying dry is a big deal when things go sideways. And if you're thinking, I'll just use an umbrella, think again. Umbrellas don't work when the wind's howling and you've got both hands full. A poncho, totally reliable. But here's another secret. Some of these ponchos are made from space-grade material that also acts as an emergency blanket. Yep, that shiny mylar kind that traps body heat and keeps you warm even in freezing conditions. These blankets aren't just for hikers or marathon runners, they're lifesavers in real emergencies. You can wrap one around yourself, stuff it in a backpack, or even use it to shelter supplies from the rain. Some people even tape them together to make a quick tent or wind barrier. They weigh almost nothing and cost just a few bucks. Most come folded up smaller than a deck of cards, so why wouldn't you toss one into your kit? Don't wait until you're shivering outside with nowhere dry to go. This is one of those items that seems minor until you really need it, and once you have it, you'll wonder why you ever left home without it. Number 21, solar charger / power bank. Let's face it, our phones are basically lifelines. We use them for everything, calling, navigating, even just knowing what time it is when we've been stuck inside for 3 days with no power. But here's the problem. Phones need power, and when the grid goes down, so does your ability to call for help, check the news, or text your family. That's where a solar charger or a good power bank comes in. These little gadgets might not look like much, but they can keep your phone alive when you need it most. A small power bank fits in your pocket and gives you 1 or 2 extra charges. A solar charger? Even better, especially if the outage lasts days or you're on the move. Now, don't get us wrong, solar chargers aren't super fast. You won't be binge watching Netflix with one, but charging your phone just enough to send a message or pull up a map, totally doable. Some models even come with built-in flashlights or emergency lights, bonus points for multitasking gear. And if you pair a solar charger with a portable battery pack, you've basically got a backup plan that never sleeps. Here's another thing to think about. During big disasters, cell towers go down too. But as soon as they come back online, everyone tries to charge their phones at once. If you've already got juice stored up or a way to recharge, you'll be ahead of the crowd. So before you brush this off as something someone else needs, ask yourself, when was the last time you went a full day without using your phone? Exactly. Grab a power bank, toss a solar charger in your bag, make sure they're charged up now, because later might be too late once. Multi-surface cleaner and disinfecting wipes. When life gets messy, especially during an emergency, you don't want to be caught without a way to clean up. That's where multi-surface cleaner and disinfecting wipes come in. These little lifesavers do more than just make your countertop sparkle. They help keep sickness away when hygiene is more important than ever. Think about it. You're living off canned food, using the same plates for days, and everyone's crammed into one room. Germs spread fast. A wipe can quickly clean a sticky surface, sanitize a cutting board, or even remove grime from your flashlight handle so it doesn't slip out of your hand. And let's not forget, cleaning isn't just about looks, it's about health. You don't want bacteria growing on leftover food scraps or mold creeping in after a wet storm. A quick spray down with a trusted cleaner keeps things under control. Some people skip this because they assume water and soap are enough. But in an emergency, time and resources are limited. Having prepackaged wipes or a small bottle of cleaner means you can stay clean without wasting precious water or energy. They're also great for wiping down electronics, cleaning kids' hands when soap's not handy, or even scrubbing dirt off gear before storing it. They take up almost no space but punch way above their weight when things get rough. So yes, disinfecting wipes might seem like a luxury until you're stuck in close quarters with 0 ways to stay fresh. Don't underestimate the power of a quick wipe down. It might not be glamorous, but it's definitely essential. Number 19, fire starter. Kit matches get wet, lighters run out, but a good fire starter that's built to survive the worst. Whether you're stuck outside after an emergency or trying to stay warm in your home when the heat's gone, fire can be a total game changer. That's why a compact fire starter kit is such a smart pick. These kits usually come with things like flint rods, magnesium sticks, or even small ferrocerium rods that spark like crazy when scraped. They don't need fuel, they don't go bad, and they work even when it's windy or damp. Imagine trying to light a camp stove or start a fire for warmth with soaked wood and a dead lighter. Not fun, but with a fire starter, you've got a real shot at getting those flames going, even if you're not Bear Grylls. Some kits also include cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly or other natural fire starters that catch flame easily and burn longer than paper. A few of these tucked into your bag could mean the difference between shivering through the night and staying warm and safe. And here's the best part, these kits are tiny. You can fit one in your pocket, glove box, or survival pack without even noticing. Most cost less than a fast food meal for two, so don't wait until you're stuck in the cold to realize how important fire really is. It's not just about staying warm, it's about survival, cooking food, purifying water, and even signaling for help. Grab a fire starter kit now while stores are still stocked and prices are normal, because trust us, you don't want to learn how important fire is the hard way. Number 18. Hand sanitizer soap. When things go sideways, clean hands might not be your first thought, but it should be. Germs don't care if the power's out or if you're stuck indoors for days. In fact, they love situations like that. That's why hand sanitizer and bar soap are must-haves in any survival kit. Think about it, you're touching surfaces, handling food, maybe even helping someone with a cut or scrape. Without proper hygiene, one tiny infection could turn into a big problem. A little bottle of hand sanitizer can stop that before it starts. Soap does even more. It doesn't just clean hands, it scrubs off grime, grease, and all sorts of nastiness. And unlike wipes or gels, it works without needing water to be spotless. Just a bit of scrubbing and rinsing can make a world of difference. Some people skip this because they think running water will come back soon. But what if it doesn't? What if stores are closed and bottles of sanitizer are sold out? That's when having a few extra bars of soap or a couple of travel-sized sanitizers becomes genius-level planning. Number 17, paper map and compass GPS dies. Satellites fail, phones get lost, broken, or out of battery, but paper never lies. That's why a good old-fashioned paper map and a basic compass belong in your emergency kit. Think about it. If you ever need to move on foot, navigate a detour, or find your way during a blackout, you can't always count on Google Maps. And when roads are blocked or cell towers are down, having a physical map could be the difference between getting lost and getting home safely. A paper map doesn't need Wi-Fi, it doesn't crash, you don't have to charge it, just unfold, locate, and go. Some maps even come folded into tiny booklets that fit in your glove box, backpack, or survival bag without taking up space. And here's where the compass comes in handy. Even if you're not an expert, learning the basics, like how to orient yourself and follow directions, can save your life. A compass works anywhere, anytime, even when everything else goes dark. Some people skip this because they think, I know my town like the back of my hand. But what happens when the streets look completely different after a storm, a fire, or a blackout? What if landmarks are gone and signs are torn down? That's when you'll wish you had a plan B, one that doesn't depend on batteries or bars of signal. So grab a local area map, toss in a small compass, and maybe even practice using them now. Because knowing where you're going is always better than just hoping you'll figure it out along the way. Number 16, work gloves. When things go wrong, your hands are going to do a lot of the heavy lifting, literally. Whether you're moving debris, fixing something broken, or setting up shelter, bare hands don't stand a chance. That's where a solid pair of work gloves comes in. These aren't the gloves you wear on a cold morning for a quick walk to the car. We're talking thick, durable gloves made for gripping, lifting, and protecting your hands from cuts, scrapes, and blisters. The kind construction workers and mechanics trust when the job gets rough. Imagine trying to lift broken glass, sharp branches, or even just stacking supplies with nothing between you and the mess. One slip and suddenly you've got an injury that could get infected fast, especially if clean water is hard to find. Number 15, garbage bags. Let's talk about something you probably already have lying around. Garbage bags. Yeah, they're for trash, right? But here's the thing, in an emergency, these thick plastic bags are way more than just cleanup tools. Need to carry supplies but don't have a backpack? Grab a heavy-duty bag. Need to keep your gear dry when it starts pouring rain? Wrap it up tight. Need a quick way to store clean water or dispose of waste safely? You guessed it. Garbage bags can help with that too. They're lightweight, they take up almost no space, and they're super strong when you need them most. Some people even use them as makeshift ponchos or ground covers for sitting outside without getting dirty. And don't forget, during power outages or evacuations, regular trash disposal might not be an option for days. Having extra bags means you can contain messes, manage waste, and keep things from getting gross fast. Some folks skip this because they think, I'll just grab one from the kitchen later. But when stores are closed and shelves are empty, having a few tucked away could save your sanity. Go for the thicker black contractor grade bags if you can. They hold more weight and won't tear as easily. Toss a bundle into your emergency kit, your car, or even your go bag. It's a tiny thing, but it makes a big difference when the situation gets serious. So before you move on, don't underestimate the power of a good old plastic bag. It might not look like much, but in a real pinch, it's pure survival gold. Number 14, cash, small bills. Think about the last time you used cash. Was it yesterday? Last week? Maybe you're one of those people who hasn't touched paper money in months. But here's the cold, hard truth. When the power goes out, so does your ability to swipe, tap, or pay with your phone. That's where having actual cash, especially small bills, comes in. No matter how bad things get, paper money still works. No signal, no problem, no electricity, still good. ATMs stop working. Yeah, that happens more often than you think. Small bills are especially important because not everyone will be able to break large ones during a crisis. Imagine trying to buy water, bread, or batteries and being stuck with a $50 or $100 bill. You'll either overpay or walk away empty-handed. Some people skip this because they assume banks will reopen fast or that digital payments will always come back online. But what if they don't for days or weeks? What if stores start only accepting cash to prevent system crashes? Number 13, whistle. You might be thinking, a whistle? Really? But here's the deal. It's one of those tiny tools that could actually save your life. And no, we're not exaggerating. Let's say you're stuck somewhere after an emergency, inside your home, under debris, or even out in the woods. Yelling for help burns energy fast and doesn't carry very far. A whistle, on the other hand, is loud, sharp, and cuts through noise like nothing else. It takes zero effort to blow, but it can send a signal strong enough for rescuers, or even neighbors, to hear from hundreds of yards away. That's huge when every bit of energy counts and you need help fast. Some people skip this because they think, well, I'll just shout until someone hears me. But exhaustion hits harder than you expect during a crisis. And once your voice is gone, you've got nothing left. A whistle gives you backup when your body gives out. Plus, it's not just for emergencies. You can use it while hiking, camping, or even walking at night to let others know you're around. Some folks even keep one attached to their keys or backpack so it's always within reach. They're small, they're cheap, and they don't break the bank. Most cost less than $2 and fit in your pocket without taking up space. So before you scroll past this item thinking it's not important, remember that sometimes the smallest tools make the biggest difference. In a real emergency, that little piece of plastic could be the reason help finds you in time. 12. Basic tools. When things go sideways, you can't always call a repair guy. You might not even be able to leave your house. That's when having a few basic tools makes all the difference. We're talking about simple stuff, a screwdriver set, a pair of pliers, maybe even a small wrench. These aren't just for fixing furniture or assembling IKEA shelves. They're for real survival situations where broken means useless. Imagine needing to open something fast, repair a window latch during a storm, or tighten up a loose car part so you can get out of town. Without tools, you're stuck hoping someone else has what you need, or worse, improvising with whatever's lying around. And trust us, trying to use a butter knife as a screwdriver never ends well. Basic tools are affordable, compact, and incredibly useful in everyday life, not just emergencies. Number 11, pet supplies. If you've got a furry friend depending on you, then survival prep isn't just about you, it's about them too. And trust us, when things go wrong, your pet won't care what's happening. They'll still need food, water, comfort, and medicine. That's why experts are pushing hard for people to include pet supplies in their emergency kits. Because if you're evacuating your home or stuck without power for days, your dog or cat can't just fend for themselves. Start with the basics. At least a week's worth of food and clean water. Don't assume you'll be able to grab more later. Stores might be closed, shelves might be empty, and pets get stressed enough without going hungry. Don't forget bowls, poop bags, and any medications they depend on. If your pet needs regular prescriptions, make sure you have backups stored safely. Some people even keep a printed copy of their pet's medical records just in case. And let's not overlook comfort. A favorite toy or blanket can do wonders for a nervous pup or kitty during a stressful time. Plus, Plus, having a leash and carrier ready means you can move fast if needed. Number 10, comfort foods. When you're prepping for survival, it's easy to focus only on calories, protein, and nutrients. But here's something most people forget. Your brain needs comfort too. That's where comfort foods come in. We're talking about those little snacks or drinks that make you feel normal again, even if just for a moment. Whether it's a bag of chocolate, a pack of instant coffee, or your favorite boxed mac and cheese, these items do more than just fill your stomach. They lift your mood, they bring a sense of routine, and in the middle of chaos, that kind of mental boost can be just as important as clean water or shelter. Some folks skip this because they think survival isn't about treats, it's about staying alive. And sure, that's true, but surviving well means keeping your head in the game. If things go sideways for days or even weeks, eating nothing but bland, basic food will wear you down faster than you think. That's why experts recommend tossing a few of your favorite non-perishable comfort foods into your kit. It doesn't have to be fancy, just something that makes you feel human again after a long day of dealing with the unknown. Number 9, portable radio. When the power's out and your phone's dead, how do you stay informed? Do you just sit there hoping for the best? That's where a portable radio comes in, and trust us, it's more important than most people think. This isn't about background music or catching the latest sports score. We're talking about real-time updates on weather changes, emergency alerts, evacuation orders, and even government announcements during major events. A good radio can give you the info you need when everything else goes dark. Some models run on batteries, others have a hand crank. You don't want to miss that. No Wi-Fi, no signal, no problem. Just turn the crank or pop in fresh batteries and boom, you've got access to the outside world. Imagine being stuck at home during a blackout with no idea when power will return. Or worse, there's a storm coming and no way to track it. With a portable radio, you'd know exactly what's going on long before someone shows up to knock on your door. And here's a bonus. Many radios come with built-in flashlights or USB charging ports. So while you're tuning into emergency broadcasts, you might also be lighting up a room or giving your phone just enough juice to send a quick message. Number 8, water purification tablets. Let's say the power's out, the taps are dry, and you're staring at a bottle of sketchy-looking water. You know it's not clean, but you're thirsty, tired, and running out of options. That's where water purification tablets come in, and trust us, they might just save your life. These tiny little pills look harmless, but they pack serious power. Drop one into questionable water, wait a few minutes, and boom, you've got something safe to drink. No fancy filters, no boiling required, just clean, germ-free water you can actually stomach. Some folks skip this because they think, well, I'll just boil it. But what if you don't have a way to make fire? What if fuel runs out or the weather won't let you stay outside long enough? These tablets work fast, take up zero space, and last for years when stored properly. And here's the scary truth. Your body can only survive about 3 days without water. That means having a way to purify it on the go could be the difference between pushing forward and collapsing on the side of the road. They're lightweight, affordable, and perfect for tossing into your emergency bag, backpack, or even your glove box. Most come in foil packs or small bottles, so they don't take up much room at all. Number 7, first aid kit. When things go sideways, help might not be just a phone call away. That's where a solid first aid kit comes in, and trust us, it's way more than just a box with a few band-aids. We're talking about real tools for real problems. Cuts, burns, bruises, infections, allergic reactions, you name it. A good kit gives you the power to treat small injuries before they turn into big ones. And in a world where hospitals could be overwhelmed or unreachable, that kind of control is priceless. Some folks skip this because they think, I'm not a doctor, so what can I really do? But here's the thing, you don't need to be a medic to stop a small cut from getting infected. You don't need a degree to treat a burn or calm down an allergic reaction. A basic first aid kit includes everything from adhesive bandages and gauze pads to antiseptic wipes, pain relievers, and tweezers. Some even come with gloves, instant cold packs, and CPR face masks. All of it adds up to one powerful tool for staying safe when the system breaks down. And don't forget, if you have allergies, chronic conditions, or take regular medications, customize your kit accordingly. Keep extra prescriptions, medical ID info, and a printed list of your allergies or dosages just in case. Some people store their kits in cars, backpacks, or emergency bags so they're always within reach. Others keep one at home and another at work. Either way, having access to first aid supplies means you're ready to handle the unexpected. So before you move on, ask yourself, do you really want to gamble with your health just because you didn't pack a few basics? Number 6, emergency sleeping bag, warm blanket. Let's say you're stuck outside when the sun goes down. It's cold, you're tired, and all you've got on is the clothes you were wearing when everything went sideways. That's where an emergency sleeping bag or warm blanket comes in, and trust us, it could save your life. Hypothermia hits faster than most people think. Even if it doesn't feel that cold, staying warm is one of the most important things you can do when you're stranded or dealing with power loss at home. These emergency sleeping bags are made from space-grade material that traps body heat like magic. They're lightweight, packed down small, and can keep you warm even in freezing conditions. Some even double as ground insulation or emergency shelters when wrapped up right. And here's the best part. They don't take up much space at all. Most fit in your backpack, glove box, or even your jacket pocket. You won't even notice it's there until you really need it. Number 5, lighter or waterproof matches. Let's say you need to start a fire. Maybe it's to keep warm, maybe it's to cook food, or maybe you just need to signal for help. You've got your fire starter kit, your dry kindling, and everything set except one tiny thing. You don't have a way to spark that first flame. That's where a good lighter or a pack of waterproof matches comes in, and trust us, these little tools are way more important than most people think. Regular matches, they get wet, they break, they go dead when you need them most. But waterproof matches, those bad boys light even after being dunked in water. Just strike, spark, and boom, you've got fire. No drama, no waiting, just instant heat. And a basic Bixie-style lighter works just as fast. No scraping, no effort, just flick and go. Some folks even grab windproof lighters that stay lit even in rough weather. Super useful when you're trying to start a fire with damp wood or in high winds. Some people skip this because they think, I'll just borrow someone else's. But what if no one has one? What if everyone's scrambling and you're stuck with nothing but fuel and hope? Number 4, multi-tool or Swiss Army knife. Let's say you need to cut something, or tighten a screw, or open a package, or strip a wire, or even defend yourself for a few seconds. What if I told you one tiny tool could do all that, and more? Enter the multi-tool, or its sleek cousin, the Swiss Army knife. These little gadgets are like having a toolbox in your pocket. Most come with pliers, knives, screwdrivers, bottle openers, tweezers, even saws, LED lights, or emergency whistles on some models. And here's the best part. They're small, lightweight, and always ready when you need them. Some folks skip this because they think, I've got scissors and a knife at home. But what if you're not at home? What if you're evacuating fast and can't grab anything else? That's when having a multi-tool tucked into your bag or clipped to your keychain becomes genius-level planning. Think of it like this. When things go sideways, you don't want to be the person trying to open a box with their teeth or tighten a loose bolt with a rock. You want to be the one who pulls out a tiny powerhouse and gets the job done fast. Number 3, water storage containers. Let's talk about something most people completely overlook. Water storage. You can stockpile food, tools, even medicine, but if you don't have clean water, none of it matters. The human body can only last about 3 days without water. That means having a way to store and access clean H2O isn't just smart, it's essential. Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, I'll just boil it or filter it later. But here's the catch. That takes time, fuel, and equipment you might not have when things go sideways. That's why experts are pushing hard for people to keep at least a few gallons of water stored now before emergencies hit. And the best way to do that? With proper water storage containers. These aren't just random jugs from the garage. We're talking about BPA-free, food-grade containers designed to hold water safely for long periods. Some come with tight seals, built-in spouts, or even collapsible designs, so they take up less space when empty. Most emergency kits recommend at least 1 gallon of water per person per day for drinking and sanitation. That means for a family of 4, you should have at least 12 gallons on hand for just 3 days. Sounds like a lot. It is. But dehydration hits fast, and it hits hard. Number 2, non-perishable food. Let's talk about something we all love, food, but not just any food. Food that won't go bad for years and can survive anything from power outages to full-blown emergencies. That's where non-perishable food comes in. We're talking canned beans, tuna, peaches, peanut butter, crackers, and even long-lasting freeze-dried meals like Mountain House or DIY options you can store in Mylar bags. These foods don't need refrigeration. They don't care if the power goes out. and they'll still taste good even after sitting on your shelf for months or even years. Some folks skip this because they think, I'll just run to the store when things get bad. But what if the store is closed? What if the shelves are empty? What if gas is out and you can't drive? Having a solid stash of non-perishable food means you can eat, even when life gets messy. It also means less stress, fewer trips outside, and more time focusing on staying safe. And here's a pro tip. Don't just stock up on weird survival stuff you'd never eat. Grab what you and your family actually like. Canned soup, mac and cheese, chili, granola bars, stuff that feels normal even when everything else doesn't. Freeze-dried meals are another game changer. Just add water and boom, you've got a hot meal without needing a stove. Some last up to 25 years if stored right. That's serious bang for your buck. So before you move on, ask yourself, do you really want to risk hunger when a few cans and pouches could keep you fed with zero drama? Number 1, emergency binder with important documents and cash. Let's talk about something most people completely overlook, paperwork. Yeah, I know, it's not exciting, but here's the thing. When disaster hits, having the right documents could be the difference between getting help fast or getting stuck in red tape forever. That's why an emergency binder is at the top of this list, and honestly, it might just be the most important item on it. We're talking about a waterproof folder or Ziploc bag filled with copies of your ID, insurance policies, birth certificates, medical records, prescriptions, bank info, even a printed contact list with family, doctors, and local emergency numbers. Some folks skip this because they think, it'll be fine, I've got it all on my phone. But what if your phone dies? What if you can't access your cloud? What if your house floods and your documents go with it? This binder gives you instant access to everything you need without relying on power, Wi-Fi, or luck. And if you're evacuating, trying to get aid, or even applying for emergency assistance later, you're going to need these papers bad. All right, folks, if you made it this far, you're already ahead of the game. And hey, if even one item on this list made you think, oh man, I don't have that yet, then this video did its job. Now, before you click away, do me a quick favor. Drop your favorite survival must-have in the comments below. Is there something you swear by that didn't make the list? Let's hear it. Also, if you found this helpful, or if you're just here because you love prepping as much as we do, go ahead and smash that like button. It helps us know you want more content like this. And don't forget to hit subscribe with that bell icon on so you never miss another video. Because trust me, we've got more checklists, hacks, and expert tips coming your way. Thanks for watching, and remember, preparation isn't about fear, it's about freedom. See you in the next one.